Hey, what's up, guys? It's Count Chocula here, bringing you another DC Universe Online video. This video I recorded right after game update 24 hit. I jumped on my DPS, couldn't really find a group that needed a DPS for the new Tier 4 Inner alert, and so I jumped on my healer, Soul Succubus here. I'm full Tier 4 sorcery healer, so normally I wait a while. I don't play this character that much. I'm normally on my DPS, but since I figured I'd be able to get into a group a lot easier with my healer, decided to jump on it here, and just got in with a random group that was shouting. I never talked to these guys before, or I've never played with these guys, any of these guys ever before, so thought we'd give this little Tier 4 alert a run here and just see what are the changes and kind of give you my general thoughts on it, as well as some of the other stuff going on with update 24. So anyway, covering some of the update 24 notes here. Let me bring them up for those who don't know. One of the biggest changes they've made is the let me find it here. For the bases, the mainframe, the tactical mods. The tactical mods and trinkets from the dispenser no longer have a decay time, which was 3 days before, and a lot of people were complaining about that, and I think with good reason. I was one of the people complaining because there might be a couple days that go by and I'm not able to log on the game. I play other games, and 3 days just didn't seem enough. It just seemed like you were always having to go back to your base and dispense the items. They also have a better description, name, and the required traits in the item tooltip. After you've already got it socketed, it explains better what each mod does. So that's pretty cool. Little improvement here. Swooping combos will now work properly with whirlwind attack, and orbital strikes will no longer make uncontrollable NPCs controllable. Boost 2 orbital strikes should no longer play the special effects at the end of the ability, and it fixed an issue where some traits or mainframe entries would not save correctly. One thing I kind of noticed and I was a little confused about, as you'll see in the video, actually you won't see in this video, but I also ended up running this on my DPS, and I have the cave lair with the robots, and it seemed like I was only having 2 robots come out instead of 3, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that, so I'll have to check to see what's going on. I don't know if my mainframe got downgraded or what. I didn't think I did, because I actually had the 4 mod on each one of the abilities in my mainframe for my DPS, except for the supply drop. So I don't know if they made any changes there. If they did, I don't believe they listed them. I'm just kind of scrolling through the update 24 notes here while I'm voicing over this. Another big thing is, of course, the St. Patrick's Day. There's really no new changes to the St. Patrick's Day seasonal. There's no new feats or anything like that. It's just giving guys that weren't maybe playing the game last year a chance to catch up and get those feats, which that's pretty cool. To me, it doesn't really matter. I already had the feats the first time it came out. I wasn't really looking forward to running new seasonal feats, to be honest with you. So one thing they did add is a couple styles. They have a clover theme style, and actually 2 new clover theme styles, and you also can get a pot of gold for your base, and they have a new trinket that you can make people dance with. It's called Dance-a-Majig trinket, and they also have a rainbow base item, and both of those look pretty cool. So those are only available in the vault and from in-game bosses. So don't know how long it's going to last. Probably a couple weeks, like most seasonals. So And like I said here in the notes, they've got the Batcave Inner Sanctum alert. I'll be going back to the video here in a little bit, kind of telling people what the differences that I noticed in the alert. Still thought it was pretty easy. They did make a couple noticeable differences though, so I'll get to that here in a couple minutes. Another big thing was the character outlines, new option in your settings that it'll assist players that you can't really see what's going on. If you're fighting ads or something, they're blocked by some of the power effects or just some of the environmental effects. And by using outlines, you'll be able to. It's gonna put an outline around the character, just as it says, and just to help people see what's going on better. I think that's a pretty cool addition. Most games have that already, so that I've played. So I'm kind of a little surprised it took them that long to implement that into the game, but that's pretty cool. It says increase max slot purchases. The maximum number of purchase-able slot upgrades have been raised. Players can now purchase even more slot upgrades from the marketplace for character, inventory, bank, and broker slots. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool because I think I did max out my inventory. I haven't really full with the bank broker slots, but I did buy some extra inventory spaces. I think I maxed it out, but that's been a long time ago. So pretty cool. Be able to add some more of that. Can always use more inventory. Nothing wrong with that. The new mail service, I guess they changed the mail UI again. It's been updated to assist people with their inbox and archive management. Mails now display their age and have a color-coded system in place to help players recognize how old the mail is. New mails are colored white. Mails older than 25 progress to yellow, and over 28 days will progress to red. Official warning will go out when the countdown begins, giving players a 30-day notice before deleting any in-game mail. That's pretty cool. And just something. I guess they are going to start deleting mail older than 30 days. So, that makes sense to do that. I think most games kind of have that kind of system in place. Most MMOs, I mean. So that's pretty cool. If it helps out with any kind of stability issue with the game, I'm all for it. Mail archives have limits. Free players can archive up to 10 in-game mails, premium 50, and legendary up to 100. So let's see what else I can find that's interesting in the notes. They've just kind of made some slight changes. Some of the alerts. Bases, it says players who previously had a blue or orange mystical ceiling banner that disappeared from their inventory should have it restored. And players in decoration mode no longer able to receive and accept dual invites. Never knew they could do that. And they said they fixed an issue where a base name might be blank on the base entrance marker. I kind of noticed that problem when I tried to enter a base that had the same location as mine, like on the bottom of Arkham. When I went to show his base entrance, it does give you an option though. When you go, it just said base entrance. It didn't say anything on the label of the base entrance marker, but it does give you a little menu you go to when you press your circle to enter the base. So a couple challenge fixes. Let's see. I don't see anything that really else that really is catching my attention to. A couple collections. They moved some of the collections that spawn outside Metropolis General Hospital, and just kind of tweak some duos. Let's see. Trying to see what else. I said I covered the mainframe. Pets. Scrolling down here, it says pets. Pet scaling has been adjusted and now assumes you are fully modded for a particular tier. That's kind of interesting. So basically Pet's got a boost a little bit, so that's kind of nice. Now we go to powers, and this says they've got it listed under general. When healing is calculated, dominance is now added directly to your restoration, and the two stats combine to determine the final value. Prior to this, heal abilities available to tank and controller power types scaled independently with both stats. Yeah, they talked about this on the DCUO Source live stream. They covered this briefly. Depending on how you are geared, you may see either a small increase in amount healed or no change. This directly affects the following abilities: envelop, absorb heat, backdraft, burning determination, burnout, consume objects, fiery weapon, overheat, stoke flames, eternal flame, reignition, anesthetic, hibernation, ice elemental, word of power, restore, triage, and convalesce. Okay, so following abilities are affected when the regenerative shielding mod is in use: gemstone shield, flux, energy shield, reflection, hard light shield, light barrier, telekinetic shield, swarm shield, and boon of souls. A number of shielding abilities that scaled with 100% of dominance but with less than 100% of restoration now scale with 100% of your restoration. This affects the following abilities: gemstone shield, bitter winds, and light barrier. Okay. Then they go on to show a couple small changes they've done with fire, ice, nature, sorcery. Sorcery is kind of the big thing that everyone's been talking about, especially with the transmutation, the clown box. Here's what they say about the changes to sorcery. Arbiter of Destiny added a new return to normal ability that can be put on the Arbiter of Destiny's loadout. Transmutation. This ability will now only explode harmful encasements. Okay, so the protective encasements, not going to explode those anymore, like clown box. So sorry guys that spec'd over to sorcery just so you can scoreboard watch to try to run your mouth that you're trying to show that you're actually a better DPS than you really are. One reason why I wish they'd just get rid of the scoreboards altogether in PvE. There's really no need for them. PvP, I can see having a scoreboard. PvP or PvE, no, I don't feel they even need a scoreboard, because it just starts too much drama between the community. So kind of too much elitism and drama. So anyway, enough about that. That's going to make some people disappointed. Sorry about your luck. The people that thought that the clown box was working as intended, along with transmute. I knew that wasn't the case from the get-go. That was a bunch of just ghost damage, so didn't really matter. Seasonal here. A Fool in His Gold for villains no longer lists Contact as Watchtower. Explorer Metroplex Metropolis Haunts no longer list Watchtower as in Contact. Doesn't really matter. I don't see anything else really that really of big importance. There's a couple tweaks to the UI, but I'm not going to go into those. It's a pretty big list, but nothing seems to be like a big change. Weapons change. Martial arts smoke bomb now begins to damage on the third target and hits a maximum of 8 targets. And rifle corrected a problem that mortar that could occasionally result in the ability failing to activate after many consecutive uses. I've ran into that problem before because I used to use rifle. Good thing that I'm glad they fixed that. So anyway, so as far as the let me get back to the actual mission that's on the screen here, the T4 inner alert. A couple things that I've noticed about it. One big thing is they seem to have gotten rid of the eye drones altogether. For those who aren't familiar with the inner Batcave raid, the eye drones are the little floaty drones that shoot the little purple lasers that drain people's power bars. So it seems like they've done away with that in this the inner alert altogether, which that won't break anyone's heart, especially for the final boss. That was one of the one of the harder things about it, is because you always had to focus on those first, because you don't want your obviously you don't want your power bar to be sapped from those drones. So seems like there's a few things that they didn't change as far as the ads are concerned when you're making your way to the bosses. It seems like the Bastion turrets. Now I don't have any hard evidence of this. I just I've only ran this. I've ran it twice. Right after the update, just kind of going by what I kind of felt was different. Like the Bastion turrets seem to have less health, and coming up here on the Zeta drones, the bat drones around the Zeta definitely hit harder. There's no doubt about that. They seem like they stun you a little more as well, but they definitely buff their damage. But I believe they lowered their health as well, and it seemed like the repair drones' health, the repair drones that come out to heal the Zeta, I believe the health, they went down a little, not significant, but just a little. You could tell that they had just a little bit less health. The Zeta drone seems to be about the same. There doesn't seem to be any difference. So there's not a whole lot of changes in that. It's just beware when you jump right in. And as you can see, we're running this without a tank. Both times actually that I've run this new alert, ran it without a tank. If you jump right in, you better be ready to block. Right there, somebody went down. I'm gonna try to get him, but yeah, because I was healing, so I wasn't really prepared for the damage that those guys have taken. I've 5-man entered before as a regular raid, but we had a tank, so I'm not going to say this is a lot easier or harder or what have you, but definitely beware when you're going up to the Zeta drone. This seems like the instance that they buff the most. Just due to the fact that the bat drones hit harder. They were on full tier 4. They were hitting me for up to about 400 a shot. So as you can see right there. So I'm just saying, as you can see, there's multiple 400 ticks of damage coming off of me. So, and that's all from the bat drones. So anyway, some more of the changes that I kind of see happening in this alert. Obviously the drops aren't quite as good. I did get a healer neck. My first run of this, I did end up getting I believe it was the Amulet of Youth. It's a healer neck. I don't remember what the restoration on it wasn't too bad. I think it just lowered, I think it was 72 resto, and I think the Prometheum neck was 75. So I lost 3 restoration, but I gained the white socket. It does have a white socket available, where I did put the tactical mod in that gives you the restoration until you get hit by an enemy. It bumps your restoration, so it put my restoration up to about like 2169 or something like that. So until somebody hits me, and then it cools down for 10 seconds. So and then it comes back up. So I was happy to get that. Still looking for a white socket neck for my DPS. So anyway, we lived through the Zeta drone. One of the big differences I saw, it kind of is the Neuromax. I don't know if this is working as intended, but the Neuromax don't seem to stun you like they did. As you know, anybody that runs this raid, one of the harder parts about this raid is the Neuromax, because they put out that little orange aura that stuns you. So I didn't see that was happening a whole lot. I don't know if they just made the radius smaller of the stun circle, or if they did away with it altogether, or possibly it's just not working. It's not working as intended. So that was just kind of another little thing that I noticed about it. Other than that, I can't really think of anything major difference. Like I said, there's the kind of the nerfing of the Neuromax and the total subtraction of the eye drones is the biggest thing I can tell about this alert so far. And I'm not really going to talk about the infight until the differences I saw in the infight until we reach Brother Eye. But as far as the actual content of the raid, of the alert, it's exactly like the raid. There's no difference in the environment. They just basically made the inner raid where you can, queue up with 4 people, and they just made some small little changes, here and there, but nothing really significant. So as you can see, we're blazing through these guys pretty good. Really, nothing here is really a problem. Okay, as you can see, we've made our way to Brother Eye. I skipped a little bit of the part after the Zeta drone. Like I said, if you're familiar with the inner raid, you're not going to be missing anything. So everything's the exact same, no changes on that. So anyway, we made it here to Brother Eye. Like I said, kind of interested in seeing how this is going to go with just 4 people, no tank. Like I said, I think I've done inner with, I think we did it with 5 people one time, the normal raid. But we had a tank, 2 DPS, 1 troller, 1 healer. So, just kind of curious. I was just kind of curious on how this fight was going to go. You can see here, Brother Eye here up on the wall. Everyone in. Don't talk to Batman yet. And let's see how this fight goes, because this is one of the more difficult in-boss instances in DC Universe, in my opinion. It gives a lot of teams problems. Now, experienced, full tier 4 experienced players that have been playing together a lot don't really have much problem with this, but every once in a while it can still give a random group some difficulty. So one thing I kind of noticed at the beginning here is the ads are a little slower to come out. As you can see, we've got a couple OMACs came out, but without the eye drones in the instance at all, it really makes things a lot easier. So noticeably easier. It makes it a lot easier just to burn down the ads. You see how quick those ads fell, and it seems like the Neuromax don't come out quite as much. Now the primes, on the other hand, I think most times that we ran the inner raid, the primes come out pretty quick, and it seems like all the ads in general aren't. As you can see there, they're just not spawning as fast. The lasers aren't hitting quite as hard. Overall, this just seems a lot easier than the normal raid, and you'd expect that as well. I mean, since it is just a 4-man alert. So anyway, here we're just getting into the fight. Our DPS has he's a hard light DPS, so he's got the weight. He can just smash the computer consoles once the computer shields go down. So that's not a problem here. And as you can see, there's just not that many ads. Still got the burning lasers and all of that. There's the OMAC Prime here in the center, but yeah, he's got a lot less health than he did. There's a Neuromac up in the center. As you can see, I was standing on the rim of his little orange stun aura, and I wasn't getting stunned at all. So I'm thinking maybe that's something the developers didn't intend. You know, unless they just thought they'd get rid of the stunning effect altogether, just for the four-man alert. But I have a feeling that that wasn't the intention. So I could be wrong on that. So, all right, Batman's got 2 shields down. We've got 3 shields down, or we got 3 consoles down. He just hit it with those lightweights. So it's just a matter of I'm just kind of throwing circles around random in the room, trying to get Batman to get to the next console here. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be happy that this is a lot easier, because this is the one thing I was kind of worried about. I was like, man, if they make the final boss room as hard as the raid, it's going to give a lot of groups some problems. And we've almost got another one down here. And they didn't add any, doesn't seem like they added in any feats. One guy I was talking to, he was sure that they were going to add in different feats like they did for, you know, the Batcave outer when they changed, you know, last year when they made the Batcave outer an alert. They actually did add some feats to it. So it'd be kind of nice if they put a speed feat in here, make the speed feat maybe 45 minutes, because the normal speed feat's an hour for the raid. So make the alert, maybe 45 minutes, even a half an hour. And maybe add a feat or 2. That would be cool. That would, that's different from the raid. And Batman's working on the last shield right here. So gonna see just how tough Brother Eye is in this alert. One thing I did mention, failed to mention, is during the Catwoman instance where you have to turn all the keys the right direction. I was thinking maybe they'd only make it like 2 keys, but no, they kept it 4 keys. So kind of makes that one a little bit more difficult. I mean, it's still pretty easy, but you really have to, have people, since it takes all 4 of your group there. You really have to have people get a little bit more on the ball there on that, to get by that spot. And as you can see, Brother Eye's up here, and so far I really don't see much of a difference. One thing you will see is his I-beam laser, which may be coming up here in just a second, has been nerfed drastically. That's what one of the DPS said, because I guess the DPS was standing right next to him when he shot him with that. And normally that's the kiss of death. Normally that will one-shot you, hit you for about 4,000, 5,000. But in this case, he said it didn't hit him for hardly any, maybe like 500, 600. So they really did a nerf job on that. And you can see Brother Eye's health's going down pretty fast. So I mean, we've got 2 strong DPS, but they've really nerfed Brother Eye here, it seems, because he's almost already dead, and we really haven't had much of a struggle at all. I mean, I'm just kind of relaxed here, laid back, healing, and yeah, he's already dead here. So, well, that's it. That's the new update 24, new tier 4 alert. Sorry there wasn't much more going on in the video that I can tell you about differences. It's about the same. So I'll be bringing you maybe some more DCUO videos here soon. If it helps you out, subscribe. If you learned something, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, leave me some comments. I will talk to you later.